morning, and it's welcome to Life with Paulette. Today we are going to talk in regards to gig work with purpose. Okay, we're going to talk about gig working with a purpose, and definitely, serving people. Serving people, not just apps. It's not just an app, okay? You're serving individuals, and I think that's a topic that we should get into a little bit more deeper. Give me 1 second, guys, as I am serving right now. I just finished up one of my shopping deliveries, and I just want to chit chat with you guys for a little bit. I know today's Wednesday, guys. Happy Wednesday to you guys. If you're just coming in here to Life with Paulette, I just want to say welcome, welcome. Don't forget to hit that like button as we are starting off our morning. This is my third delivery for today, and I just want to let you all know that she's in her bag. Yes, we are definitely in her bag. We already prayed up though, so we are covered as we going along on this conversation. So I'm on the third one, heading out to 30 minutes away, and I decided, you know what, why not just come on here, guys, and chit chat with you guys for a few seconds before we get to our final destination. But I want to talk to you guys today in regards of the gig work with purpose, and basically serving people. That's what it's all about. If you are a person that may not have that personality, you can create one. You can find one personality, and maybe an hour or two it's enough for you. Some folks can go a little bit longer, but some people are just not that extrovert type of individuals that can connect with their customers. And some days you're going to have good customers, and some days you're going to have customers that you be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm losing all my edges here. Like, some customer will pull you through that nice little squeeze chokehold, and you just got to figure out how to maneuver your way around there. And sometimes, like I mentioned to you, you are an independent contractor. You're definitely working your business. You're moving and creating yourself your own, instead of depending or under somebody else. You're creating your own little environment when you are in the gig economy. I know for me, some of the individuals I repeatedly get a chance to see on a daily basis, especially if I'm delivering food. I get repeat customers most of the time. If I'm not delivering food and I'm doing a Lyft ride, sometimes I get repeat customers. So you create your own little world within the gig economy that you start to see those people consistently more than once every 6 to 7 months. You start seeing them more frequently. So you develop like a connection with them. You already know them. You know what they like. I have a customer that every time she come in my car, I've been taking her for the last year. She has a code. She's very strict, very, she's just different. And I had to learn her personality. Little did I know that's just who she is, and I have to respect her for who she is. She want to have a code in her car. She starts out sometimes she want to talk, and some days she don't want to talk. And you get to know the individuals, and you start treating them accordingly, respectfully. So a lot of time the gig working with a purpose is also trying to figure out your customers and knowing the do's and don'ts, so that way you will be able to serve them better. All right. I have customers that prefer me not to put their stuff on the ground. They want me to put it on the table, put it inside of a container. You gotta learn to read the notes, understand what they're trying to tell you. I had a last delivery. The person was like, my house is the black house with a brown fence. In my head at the time, reading the messages was like, oh my gosh, this person is living in a black house. And when I got there, it was it was a rock house. It was out of rock, guys, and they painted it black, but it just looked so beautiful. But on the picture, when I'm reading it, before getting to the location, I felt a little bit like, oh, dark house, how did that look? And where is this going to be located in? Sometimes the messages come across a little chaotic, you're not understanding. But when you are serving with a purpose and you know what it is that you are working towards, learning your customers, reading the notes before you drop off. Sometimes this has specific things within there. Sometimes we are rushing, we're excited to just collect that money, but we're not putting the time in. We don't have a purpose of what it is and why we're doing what we're doing. We're just doing it because it's going to give us a paycheck at the end of the day. And sometimes that will cut you short from your extra tips or having people knowing you by your name. Like yesterday, I delivered to Mr. Augustine, right? He already know me. He's my first delivery in the morning. He does early orders from 6 o'clock. You can get an order from Mr. Augustine. He tips well. You know, he don't like his orders delivered at the front door. He wants you to deliver his orders at the back door. Now, when I read that in the notes, I just want you to know, I was like, I ain't going in your back door. I'm going to put this at the front door. But his house, the doors are on the side. So the front door is off to the left and the back door is closer to the garage and the carport. So once I got to the location, I could understand, oh, Mr. Augustine, the back door is easier, similar to a front door. Instead of me going around the house to the front, I can drop it off through the carport. And that's what I'm saying. When you learn your customers and you know where you're at, you're going to start seeing them more frequently, and you don't have to worry about feeling like, you know, uncomfortable because you already know the individuals. Learning your customers, knowing what it is that they like, reading messages, guys, making sure that you're getting on time for your deliveries, communicating with your customers. Okay, this morning I had a shopping delivery. It was 6 items, guys. Not bad order for the first delivery, 6 items. And, you know, the items was mainly, I guess the person had the flu because they order a whole lot of stuff with the flu. But then the thing was, it was one item I couldn't find. And I'm texting them, communicating with them. I said, aloha. And I'm letting them know, you know, I'm not able to find this out. But because they were paying attention as customer, they were able to come back and call me and say, you know what, Paulette, can you look for this item and send me a picture instead, since you can't find that item. If I was not the driver or the gig worker or the independent contractor looking at my gig work as, you know, as self-employment and just looking as an employee, I may have missed the mark. I may have been like ignoring her text and be like, whatever, I ain't gonna be looking for what you send me to. But because I added more value, I'm at it as employee mindset, not worried about if they get an item or not. I'm a person, I like to go and, if I'm doing a shopping delivery on either one of the apps, I go and I put everything in there to make sure that I X all of the T's and dot all the I's, because the customer shopping deliveries for me is very important. That's how I learn patient too. Through dealing with customers, you're going to have the ones that's going to respond to you immediately, that's paying attention, and you're going to have those that don't pay attention. You may need to call them and see if they wake up. Sometimes that don't work either, so you may have to skip that item and move to the next one. But always add value to people shopping delivery, even the food deliveries. Go the extra mile. Sometimes you may not get tips from that customer that day, but they remember the good deeds that you do for them by going the extra mile, and maybe on the 4th, 5th, or 6th time they will triple up on your tips. I had that done to me just yesterday. I did a shopping delivery for an individual. This is my first time, and when I got to her, she didn't have any tip in there, but the order that Walmart Spark sent to me was good enough for me to value, you know, the route and accept the contract. So I accepted the contract. I go and drop it off at her house, and she comes out and she stuck $15 tip in my hand. She said, oh, I don't tip, I tip in cash. She said, I don't tip on the app. Now you can imagine if I had an attitude with that individual because I saw that she didn't have a tip in there, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to go the extra mile. She was the one that had the big dog food. She had cases of water and all that stuff. And because I went and I assist her and help her, even though I knew she didn't have a tip, I wasn't expecting a tip. I was just doing my service. When you get Paulette, and they know it, when they see Paulette name pop up there, they know I'm coming with the extra service for them, and they appreciate that, guys. Sometimes it's going to take 2 to 3 times for you to get to know your customers. Just how you're learning your customers is learning you too. They know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. They know if something is missing, if it was you or it was somebody else in the neighborhood. But the whole point is that make sure that you are working on your gig in the gig economy with a purpose. Don't just go willy-nilly in it just to collect a check at the end of the day. I know it's hard sometimes, especially if you're new to this. You be like, oh, I don't have no time to, go there and play with people. I'm here to make shmoney. Yeah, we all here to make some shmoney, but you gotta have the right mindset, the right attitude that you are self-employed and you need to value those customers with tip and without tip. You treat them all equal, so that way when you do get tips come in, that they're going to come in due timing. And don't treat people indifferent because there's no tip on there. If you accept the order, finish the contract and just learn from it and move to the next level. So don't look me as just like, oh, it's just a normal app. I didn't have to invest anything in it, so I'm not worried about the people. I'm not worried about their orders. I'm not worried about their shopping deliveries. Make sure that you are connecting. Change that thought process, because individuals, they put time in. Remember, the gig economy is a luxury for people to order on and to contract individuals like myself, and there's several individuals that's contracted to do the transaction for them. So you don't want to have a business where eventually you're going to get deactivated because you just decide that customer don't tip. They may wait till the end of the year. They may wait for every 6 months to give a big tip to you. You don't know, but serve people to the best of your ability without looking anything in return. That's how this gig economy works, and that's how you're going to survive in it, and you're going to have longevity in it as well. Because if you're serving for returns, you're going to cut yourself short. A lot of time also people tend to, have you ever noticed people that likes to ask for things ahead of time instead of waiting for their blessing? They cut themselves short most of the time. Like, I see individuals like on gig economy, we talk all the time, especially on the DoorDash one. You have like 3-4 people waiting for a pizza, and then they have conversation, and sometimes I ask the questions like, okay, so how many pizza are you delivering today? Just small talk, and they're like, well, this person didn't give me no tip. They know the person had cash tip. Don't bite the hand that's going to feed you, and don't try to badmouth and ask in advance. A lot of times people will do the order and pay deliveries, right? So that means that you pick up their order and they'll pay you the cash delivery once you get there. Some individuals specifically will ask them before they get there, how many tip you going to give me? Well, if I'm ordering something and it's cash delivery, and I'm going to turn around and get a message from you telling you how many tips you're going to give me so that I can think about if I want to come and deliver it for you, then you just cut yourself short. Because I'll be like, oh, I was planning on giving them $20, but because they sound so desperate, I may just give them $5. You can cut yourself short like that. Okay. The last one I was sharing with you guys last week, I deliver a pizza delivery to an individual, and she said, make sure you have $20 in tip. She said, make sure you have $20 change. Now, at that point in time, I'm thinking, $20 in change, this is strange. But if I had judged her message, I would have been like, I ain't delivering to her, because she seems so like exact. The order is like $20 order. Like, you're asking me that you need 20. That means you have an X amount of money and you want something back in change. I don't know what the amount was. When I got there, she handed me $100 and told me, just give me $20 back and you can have the rest. I ended up with $60 tip, just because, I was prayed up. Yes, I was prayed up. I was covered. At the same time, guys, I wasn't expecting nothing. I just knew I had $20 and I was going to give her $20 and she was going to give me back in return whatever needed to be given, so that way we could all go our way. I win and she win, and we all went our happy way. Now, I was shocked. I never got a $60 tip before. Okay, just smooth like that for a $20 order. But that's how God blesses you. You know, sometimes things that you have to do the least for, you're going to get the biggest rewards. And sometimes you do the most for, and you feel like you're getting the least rewards, but it's just that the location that you're looking for that reward is the wrong direction, because God always going to make you harvest in elsewhere. Sometimes not going to be the same place that you plant. Most of us lose the message when we feel like I invested X, Y, and Z over here. I did this, I did that, and I ain't getting nothing back. It's because that is not where you're going to harvest. Your harvest is elsewhere, but you're running from it. So don't be running from it. Don't get the wrong attitude when you're putting in the work, because that location that you're putting all that extra work in, that may not be the location that God is going to bless you with. The harvest is not there. Sometimes you're going to deliver. I remember one day I went a whole day. I did ride share and I dropped groceries. Plus I did, plus on top of that, guys, I was doing restaurant deliveries and nobody tipped me. I did a whole day with no tip. And I say, oh my gosh, this is called broke day. Nobody have any tip. Why is it like this? Nobody had any tip. And I just want you to know, I serve them just like if they were giving me $100 tip. I serve them with the best of my ability. And in the gig economy, if you don't have the thought process that today you may not get a tip, but guys, tomorrow, you know, you heard about weeping may come at night, but joy is gonna come in the tomorrow. Well, let me tell you all, that day I had no tip. I did all 3 different variety of apps. Nobody tipped me, not even $1. But that following day, guys, when you see me went on there with the same attitude I had the prior day, the Lord blessed me. That was the same day I got the $60 tip, and I wasn't expecting it. Because things are not going to happen right when you think it's going to happen. It's going to happen on the right timing. And then the other one, I got the $20 tip. I got $5 tip on top of tipping in the app. That day, I made over nearly $400, guys, in one day. Okay? And that was all tips on all the apps. I did Lyft that day. And I did Walmart Spark and a little bit of DoorDash. And I made nearly $400 that day. Okay. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I don't want you guys to go out there without a purpose of why you're doing what you're doing. Okay. I go out every day because I have dreams. I have goals. Okay. Everybody is different. Some people settle, they're comfortable where they're at. Listen, I have a work ethic. I don't see myself sitting down and feeling comfortable where I'm at. I like to keep pushing. So I do my gig work because that keeps me joyful and healthy, and it gets me out of the house. Why am I going to stay there and just be looking at the ceiling? No, you get out, you go to the gym, do your little thing. Well, choose whatever makes you happy. That's what makes me happy, getting out and going to the gym as I work my way to the gym and backwards. That helps me out. So when I get up in the morning, I already have a purpose of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I have projects that I've completed, projects that I'm continuously completing as well. And right now I'm on my final of my 3rd project, and we're just finishing January, guys, in the beginning of February. Sit down and set goals for yourself. Don't sit there and be complacent. Sit there and set a goal. It may not have to be a big goal. It could be a little tiny goal that you set for yourself, but you need to push you to move forward. Otherwise, nobody is going to push you. I posted on my Facebook the other day and said, what are you waiting for? Nobody is going to come and get you. Save yourself. Who's coming to get you? Nobody is going to come and get you. Save yourself. So pick yourself up from your bootstraps and keep it moving. Push yourself through and stop looking for everybody else to push you through. Shift the thought process. Shift your mindset. Clean out the feces within your worship, and start with a purpose. Start with a purpose. Start your day off with a purpose, with a why you're doing what you're doing. If you don't have a why you're doing what you're doing with anything that you do, you're not going to go nowhere. Okay, you're in a comfort zone and you got to get uncomfortable. And guys, getting up at 3:30 in the morning, sometime 4 o'clock in the morning for the next 5 to 6 weeks of my life because I have a why that's big enough. The facts don't count. It's not easy. It's not easy. I was looking in the mirror. I said, oh my God. Oh my gosh. I used to have my eye used to be a little tighter here. Now all of a sudden look like I need like 8 hours of extra sleep in the morning. It start to weigh on you because you need to be able to get to that point where you want to rest, but at the end of the day, nothing feels so good and successful when you achieve something and you get to that point where you knew you had to put the work in because nobody was going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. So right now, what I do for me and my family is definitely coming to like, we are definitely focusing. And at the end of the day, I wake up with a purpose. And I hope everybody, if you all have not read the book, Purpose Driven Life, you all need to go out there and grab yourself that book and read it. Read it over and over. Figure out where you're at in the book and work on you. But sitting down, pointing fingers at everybody else around you for not doing what they have to do or they should do, then look at this thumb. This thumb goes right back where? To you. Okay? You fix you, and everything else around you will fall into place. And that's the lessons 2026. Fix you. Fix you. Focus on you. Clean out your feces. I remember, I think it was either Pastor talked about, you have work on your devils. Don't worry about my devils. You work on yours. Okay? Work on your devil and leave me and my devil alone because I'm working on mine. Everybody got their own devil. Everybody got their own feces they need to work out. How are you going to clean your feces if you're pointing fingers at me? Remember, you see how that go? It points right back to you. So you first, and everything else around you will fall into place. Hello, Sister Nicole. I love you too, sis. I love you too. You already know. This is my little Korean. I love you in Korean. Mwah. I love you back, sister. I love you back. Thank you for coming in, Life with Paulette. Paulette, she say, yes, that's right. Yes, sis, that's how it works, But wake up each morning, especially if you're in the gig economy. You all know today is Shmoney Talk, and I wanted to talk in regards to wake up with a purpose and go ahead, get it done, and serve people with purpose too, regardless of tip or no tip, because God is going to bless you elsewhere. You may not get it today, or you may feel it's a slingshot effect. Okay, it's going to be pulled back. Like I was like, oh, nobody had tip today. Oh my gosh. But guys, when he released that blessing, it's going to be like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. People was giving you tips, giving me this, giving me the other thing. And I was like, oh, okay, Lord, I got it. Now, hold back now. That was a little bit much. Hold back now. That was a lot. Sometimes that's how it is. And when you feel like your blessings is overflowing, don't forget to bless somebody else. Don't forget to bless somebody else. That is big, guys. Yesterday, one of my sisters, we were talking. She's helping me with my project back home. And I was just having a conversation with her. And she mentioned to me, I was like, I'm doing this, and she's like, hey, your project is coming along so good, everything is looking so good. My nephew called, he's like, oh my gosh, auntie, I just want you to know that you're motivating everybody around you, and that's a blessing for me. And then another sister mentioned to me, she said, you know what, Paulette, she said, you will always continue to be blessed because you don't never forget the rest. You always bless everybody else. When the blessing is overflowing for you, bless somebody else. That's how you do it. Don't just stay there and be greedy with it. You send somebody, surprise people. You shouldn't have to be like begging for a blessing. If somebody remembers you, if you do it right, you're going to see your blessings will never stop. And I must say, thank you, Lord. It just keeps coming. It keeps happening for me. Open doors everywhere. Yes, it keeps happening for me. My seed is blessed. My money is blessed. Oh my gosh, I love that song. But I just want you all to know it's going to keep happening. Just don't forget the ones around you as you be blessed. Okay? So, gig work with a purpose. Serve people with a purpose. And don't look at the gig economy as just an app, okay? It's more than an app. It's building relationship for a long-lasting relationship too, because those people, you're going to see them consistently on a daily basis until death do you part. You continue in that work. So don't look at it as a hobby, guys. This is self-employment, and treat it as a business. And hopefully you're getting your taxes together, because you got to pay your taxes too. Okay? All this money you made last year, you got to pay the piper. Unless you made under $600, then you're good to go. But I know you all made more money just in December. Many of you all went over and made more than $600. So you got to pay your taxes. Don't forget to pay your taxes. Okay? In the gig economy, there's GET taxes, and then there's the normal tax, which we got to pay the government right now. Make sure you all paid already GET. That was due on the 22nd. And now, like I mentioned to you guys, you got to pay the piper, Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam is telling you, you know, April 15th, y'all better have my money. Y'all better have my money. Okay? And I don't care if you work or you didn't work. As long as you own anything in America, you're going to pay these taxes. That's what you need to remember to do. Okay? So if you're not in the gig economy, if you're just in a normal, you know, it's just normal out there for you, I just want you to know that you will have to pay your taxes before the 15th of April. And I hope that you're getting it together. That's why if you are in the gig economy, you go out there with a purpose on a daily basis, so that way you'll be able to get your taxes together and pay them. And don't wait yearly to pay your taxes, guys. Pay them quarterly, you know, and that way it'll be less stress on you in the long term. You know, when you're getting to pay your taxes and you're paying them every 3 months, sometimes is best. That way you don't have to worry about all the accumulative that, you know, that you have to collect throughout that whole day, that whole year. It's best to just go ahead, because sometimes if your money didn't run monthly or every 3 months, you're lacking still, then what make you think by the end of the year you're going to have all of that 4 times? Like, no, it's not going to work for you. You're going to dig yourself in the hole. So pay your taxes, get it out of the way on time, so that you do not have to be stressing right now, giving yourself just a month and a half to get her together. And if you don't get her together, guess what? You're going to go to jail. You about to go to jail, okay? And we don't want that. And then sometimes too, if you don't pay your taxes or you're owing them, they will confiscate. They'll do some nasty stuff. You know, never like that happened to me, but I'm just letting people know there's a lot of folks that have their own stories where, you know, this year they're negative something, next year they work all year long, and because they still owe the government, when they file tax again, the government gonna take their money first. So don't get wrapped up into spending the 100% of what you make. Make sure that you're setting aside 30 to 40% so you can take care of your car, and you can also pay your taxes on time. Okay? So nobody will have no access to play around with your little shmoney at the end of the year. But with that, guys, I'm going to say a bitty goodie to you guys. I love you all, for each and every one of you guys that came in here. I didn't get a chance to shout all of you all out, but I just want to say thank you for coming by Life with Paulette. Live your life with a purpose. Go read the book Purpose Driven Life. And by the way, make sure that you're serving your customers. Serve people, guys, with purpose. Okay? Be mindful. Okay? Learn. That's how you grow in life, when you serve with a purpose. Don't willy-nilly. No willy-nilly in, okay? No little half here and half there. You go full force, serve with a purpose. Don't forget to bless. When your blessings is overflowing, you bless somebody else. That's the right thing to do. I love you guys, and look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. You all have an amazing Wednesday. Keep your head high. Keep pushing through. Life is going to be life, and we have no control over the things that's outside. All we can control, guys, is our response. That's all we can control. Deuces until next time. A bitty good eve, babies. Hi. Love you.